YouTuber ImAllexx is facing one of the worst downfalls in YouTube history, with his channels losing over 160,000 subscribers within just 2 weeks. This comes after his ex-girlfriend, Alice Hez, published extensive evidence of mistreatment, abuse, and harassment she received over the course of their relationship. This has exposed the side of him that he kept hidden from his fanbase, which is ironic considering his entire career is based around creating expose content on other YouTubers and internet personalities. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be looking into the disturbing downfall.
Anybody that does commentary videos obviously have some skeletons in the closet. We all do, but I'm pretty sure like any commentary channel, someone that judges others, they think they're all perfect and they'll never get caught out. And just look at this guy. He has been caught out now, so yeah. Like, they're all insecure motherfuckers, because if you're shitting on other people and cyberbullying other people, you are obviously insecure to some extent. Let's get into it.
Alex Elmsley, also known as ImAllexx. On the 15th of June 2024, Alice made a post on Twitter stating, "Here's my statement on the situation I've been scared to speak out on. It's best it was made public how horrible this person with a platform is. I would hate to see another woman go through this." This post also included a Google Drive link, which contains a number of audio and video files featuring Alex. Alongside that, it also contained an 80-plus page long document with dozens of statements detailing the abuse Alice endured, alongside their screenshots and pictures to prove these allegations. The document opens up with a trigger warning for sexual assault, suicide, depression, and assault. Following this, the first major accusation against Alex is that he tried to blackmail Alice into staying quiet about the whole situation. In her words, "I've been threatened by Alex to not come out with anything at all and to keep quiet, or he'll create a contradicting story to discredit my own. But I'm not scared anymore." And as we'll see later, this accusation is disturbingly close to the truth. Alice also mentioned how she officially began dating Alex in March of last year, and later revealed that they broke up in December of 2023, so the relationship only lasted about 9 months in total. Now, that's just 9 months, but with the sheer number and severity of the accusations in this document, it almost makes it unbelievable that it all went down in less than a year. That being said, the first issue Alice faced was Alex's constant need for attention. He expected her to be available for Discord calls 24/7, and she states, "Alex felt that because I'm home all day and work from home, that I would be able to call 24/7, and to completely shut out any other social interactions I had with my friends. And when she couldn't join a call because she was busy elsewhere, like with friends or family, Alex would emotionally blackmail her, saying things like, 'Guess everyone has got something better to do,' or 'No one wants me.' Either that, or he would get angry and start dishing out a barrage of insults. 'Idiot, you text like a retard, so call me. You're stupid.' And if Alice tried to apologize and calm things down, he'd stay heated and go as far as telling her to and calling her a cunt. She further explains, "After screaming at me in calls and disregarding everything I've ever said, he would explain how it's always my fault and that I should apologize, that I should fix it and fight for him after he's made it worse by completely dehumanizing and degrading me. What's extremely disturbing is Alice didn't use the term dehumanizing here as a metaphor."
Now, when it's too fucking late, you admit that you did everything fucking wrong. But when it actually matters, when you should lay down like a good fucking dog.
During this time, Alice also found out that not only was Alex keeping...
When you should lay down like a good fucking dog. Bro, who the fuck do you think you are, bro? You are an ugly motherfucker just like me, dating a princess, man. You are lucky and you are blind at the same time. This guy didn't count himself lucky, bro. Like, man, I could only dream of getting with a girl like that, bro. And also, people like that are the reason why I don't want to date anymore, is because relationships are just a waste of fucking time and effort. It's like, oh, you have to put effort in to make someone like you? Fuck off, you're not special. Like, so, therefore, I turned my back on relationships a long ass time ago. Also, because I've had so many bad relationships where there's been like nothing but people wanting to cheat on me because they find someone better. It's like, I've had a woman cheat on me with a friend. It's like, bruh, this is just a waste of fucking time. So I decided to stop getting into relationships and stop taking care of myself and stop like doing everything, bruh. Just live my life however the fuck I want to. Without any strings, bruh. By a puppet that is a relationship. But yeah, people you don't really know who they actually are. One moment you could be married to them, the next moment they could be having an affair. Yeah, you could be with the most evilest person that masked that until you accepted the relationship, and then you feel stuck with the abusive person because they put things in your head to make you stay with them. And it's because I am considered a vulnerable person, it wasn't hard for women to manipulate me when I wanted relationships. So now I choose not to get into relationships because relationships lead to nothing but trouble. One moment you could be in a loving relationship, the next moment you find out she's got a boyfriend, and you find yourself getting your teeth kicked in. It's like, yeah, people are heartless. They are evil. Stay out of relationships at all costs. Avoid it. You're much better alone. The only reason to get into a relationship is when you feel lonely, but you can have friends, so relationships are pretty much pointless unless you want a kid. And I would rather not endure years of abuse just to have a family, a new family, after the one that I got passes on. It's like, nah, I've dealt with the fact that one day I will be alone in a house somewhere, or an apartment somewhere, depends what I can afford at the time, maybe on the street somewhere, just like chilling, playing my video games and just live streaming if I get lonely or whatever, and just yap until I don't feel lonely anymore, and then just carry on with my empty life, go and eat some dinner, go and drink possibly some alcohol if I was alone, and until I pass out, and then I do it all again the next day. Eating, streaming, drunken idiot. My life would be empty without my family, so I'm lucky with them, because people like them make me have to be alone, because too many evil motherfuckers out there. I'm not finna be asleep one day and find out that I've been stabbed or shot or killed, suffocated in my sleep, man. Nah, bruh. I'm good on that. I'd rather be alone than deal with other people's bullshit that comes with them.
Keeping in touch with several of his exes, despite promising he wouldn't, she also discovered that he was even stalking one of his previous girlfriends, and still had her explicit images on his phone. However, this was only the start of Alex's twisted behaviour towards Alice. In July, the two of them went on a holiday to Italy. However, what should have been an opportunity for the two of them to finally make up got ruined when, according to Alice, Alex started watching a video about, quote, a girl being hyper after trauma, unquote, which is a terribly disturbing notion on so many different levels. So, when Alice noticed the contents of this video, she opened up to Alex about her own past essay-related trauma. However, instead of consoling her or understanding her struggles, Alex told her that he, quote, doesn't want to know what has been done to her by other guys, unquote. He also got angry and threatened to leave Alice on her own in a foreign country with no way of getting back home, and even blamed her for ruining the trip after
That would literally be so evil, because like when you're in a foreign country, anything can happen to you, especially if you don't speak the language. You are clueless what's going on around you. So yeah, that is just evil of him, but now we find out that he's an evil guy.
coming back and saying things like, bringing up weird shit on our first holiday, you ruined every moment, as well as, I have no fond memories with you. However, things got even worse for Alice when she asked Alex for advice about getting into Twitch streaming and expanding her online career. Instead of helping her in any meaningful way, Alex just resorted to belittling her for trying. You're like everyone else, stupid idiots who think they know better than the only man who has done it all successfully. As well as, it's easy to sit there like everyone else and cry about it when you're a jobless freak. Imagine trying to teach retards like you and my mates how to do this. And keep yourself. I just told you how to make six figures. Sit there like everyone else and cry about it when you're a jobless freak. Imagine trying to teach retards like you and my mate.
Yeah, he's not a good friend. Like, if I was his friend and I saw all of this, I was sat down watching this video right now, I'd be like, what a backstabbing fucking freak. Man, now he's gonna be a jobless freak, isn't he? Hopefully he saved up that fucking YouTuber money, because he's not bouncing back from this unless the internet allows him to, which, knowing them, they'll probably fucking forgive him, because they're stupid, brain dead individuals on the internet.
It's how to do this, and keep yourself. I just told you how to make six figures, so fuck off. It would even call Alice a quote dumb multiple times during this argument. And while this is awful, Alex managed to take things even further into the realm of depravity. For some context, many years ago, Alex posted a video in which he criticized Hannah Mojo's use of a racial slur by saying the N-word out loud himself. He later apologized for this and admitted that it was a dumb thing to do.
I deleted that video because I don't stand by that video, and that video was and there's no excuses for that video that I made.
Most bought this apology as genuine, with comments reading, "As a black person, I think he was genuinely sorry in his apology. You could tell he was ashamed. That doesn't excuse the fact he said it at all. But from the looks of things, it's clear that his use of the N-word wasn't a dumb mistake, but rather a deliberate choice. This is because Alex seems to have no issues about..."
Let's rewind.
He said it at all. But from the looks of things, it's clear that his use of the N-word wasn't a dumb mistake.
Look at his eyes, he's reading a fucking script. He does not care, this man. If you were truly sorry, you wouldn't need a script just to say that you're sorry. How hard is it to remember? I'm sorry, I did something that I don't stand by. I just said that without a fucking script. This retard couldn't do that? No? Okay. Fucking imbecile.
But rather a deliberate choice. This is because Alex seems to have no issues about using the N-word as an insult to his girlfriend. If you're already disgusted by Alex's emotional manipulation, gaslighting, and condescension, it gets even worse, because these usual insults quickly escalated into threats of physical violence, with Alex telling Alice to, quote, die in a f***ing hole and kill yourself, and even directly threatening her by saying things like, I'm going to f***ing kill you, and I'm going to break your neck. Alice also managed to record one of these horrible threats he made during a video call.
Acting like this is all just me, and that's something you really need to fucking fix.
I'm gonna fucking bash your fucking head against the wall with a brick if you don't shut the f*** up.
After putting up with these threats and constant abuse for...
I'm going to bash your head against a wall with a brick. Like... Bro, wouldn't the wall be a brick wall, you fucking brain dead individual? And also, you think that you're so big threatening a woman. Man. Threaten a guy like that, like, turn gay. See how far you get threatening a guy, a big bodybuilder. Go on, threaten him if you're this big fucking big dick individual. Nah, you're a little man. You're a little man, waste man. Man. And the internet liked this guy. What did they like? What did they see in him? His content was shit. He was never my cup of tea. My cup of tea was his mates, the ones that he called retards. That was my cup of tea. So, yeah, the guy that always wears a bandana, memulous and Willany. His so-called friends. Yeah. well, actually his loyal friends that he backstabbed. Yeah, I used to support them, but I never really liked ImAllexx. And it's because, like, I just didn't find him as entertaining as those two. You know, he was just a third wheel in their videos, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. And I stopped watching them now because I don't really like British people, says the British person. But yeah, I don't really like watching British people apart from Soil. Soil is my one British creator that I watch. Everybody else, don't really watch them, don't really care for them. I used to watch Slicker before he decided to scam. But yeah, I still check up from time to time to see what he's doing nowadays, and he's just like always on like chat roulette or some shit. But I always just check. I just watch his stream to see like if he's either banned or if he's quit streaming altogether or whatever. But he always seems to be live when I check. If he's still alive, it's like I'm like doing a welfare check on him at random times. So yeah. But he's not as bad as like literally being an abusive piece of shit like ImAllexx. I'm glad I never supported the guy and never really messed with the guy, like literally never sat down and watched a whole ass video with him in it. Every time ImAllexx and Willany would have him in their videos, I'd be like, I'm not watching it. I'd boycott it. Because he was an unfunny prick that, yeah, that I don't think that he seemed like a waste man like he does nowadays, but there was definitely something that I didn't like about him, and I don't know if a lot of people thought that of him. He just seemed like something was off with the guy, and I guess now we know what was off with the guy. He was a fake piece of shit, and maybe that's what I was spotting. I don't know. But all content creators are fake. They all have skeletons in the closet. They all have a dark past. They'll all have dark futures. It's just not posted online for everybody to see. Like ImAllexx's ex-girlfriend decided to put his ass on blast. And now here I am watching content, and I didn't realise when the stuff first came out, when I was first reading about it, I didn't realise it was this bad. I'm fucking fuming now that I know what the actual story is of him. It's like, bro, like, man, I hope that you live in a very bad area full of people that recognise you as the abusive piece of shit you are, and then they fuck with you. Because, like, you don't abuse people, it's not nice. Sure, I've done stuff in the past that haven't been good to other people and that lot. I've gotten into fights with other people. I'm only human being, and that's what a human being does. Don't do that shit nowadays. I'm not a violent person nowadays. I don't tend to argue with others. I tend to stay in my own lane. I tend to keep a very small friend group. I've learnt from past mistakes that some ex-girlfriends would wind me up on purpose, pretending that because I was the jealous type, they'd pretend that they're out cheating with me. They'd be like, hey, I'm with this guy, and purposefully trying to make me mad. And it's like, okay, so if my stuff ever came out, it's like, if I ever got blessed by the Lord above and my stuff came out, it's like, I would just reply and be like, yeah, that's what I did in the past. I did some things that I wasn't proud of, used my words for being abusive sometimes, because like I have disabilities that make me who I am, so. But it was never like it was never face-to-face abuse. I can't even call it abuse because like I'm not abusive. I was just wound up, so people find it funny to get a reaction out of me back then, so I just reacted in an abusive way, abusive manner. But if you wind somebody up, you're looking for that reaction, so I gave them what they wanted. I just hope and pray that it never comes out in the future. But it's not me today. I have a very small group on my Facebook full of 4 people in my family. I only have 4 friends on Facebook now, because everybody just wound me up. Like, all my past friends wound me up, all my exes wound me up. So I just decided to like get rid of everybody, because the only thing that matters to me now is family that I have now, and in the future I'm never getting into another relationship ever again, because I can't trust anybody in this world to either not piss me off or make me jealous or whatever. It's like, yeah, don't try to get a reaction out of me, because I'm very easy to wind up. I have a very short fuse, and when you light it, you will know that you're fucked up. You'll know when you round me up. That's why I have a no tolerance over here when it comes to chats, because sometimes in the past I would just, when I first started doing this, I would just tell people off for being pricks and then just block them, dealing with them a very more mature way. I wish I thought of that when I was in relationships, but you live, you learn, and hope that your skeletons don't come out. But if my skeletons came out, it's nothing big, it's nothing too harsh. I definitely can 100% say I didn't go to ImAllexx's lengths of being a cunt. This is just on a new level, like, and apparently, according to some stuff that I read, he essayed her. Yeah, I never essayed a person in my life. I've only yapped. I've only told them what I'm going to do to them when I see them. Some of it was fucking disgusting words, and some of it was not so disgusting at all. But hey, do a DNA test, that's what I say. You want to prove that I essayed you? Do a DNA test, because I don't fuck around with that fucking slander and defamation stuff. I will literally take you down if you say that I've done anything of the sorts, because I have not. I have never done that. I have never SH'd, never essayed, had sex only one time with one woman, so yeah, that is my skeletons. There's only one woman got my snake in her, and I didn't enjoy it. No. So I wouldn't want to do it with another woman a day in my life. That was a factor that played to the reason why I want to stay single for the rest of my life, is because, like, if sex isn't pleasurable, then relationships are pretty much done. But anyway, and also a cock logically would be a pain in my arse, so fuck that. I ain't doing that, bruh. I would rather stay single than have pain in the nether region of my anus and risk having HIV. No. AIDS. No. Nope. So there you go. Like, if you think I'm all sunshine and rainbows, now I got skeletons in my closet, a little bit too many. I've kicked a door off its hinges before. It almost fell on me and crushed me because I was a tiny little shit, basically. That was when my teacher was winding me up because she was pregnant. She had hormones, and obviously hormones don't mix with disabilities. So I just went and full kicked her fucking door, and I didn't realise it was coming off its hinges anyway, so it just fucking fell. But I had to push it backwards, back in place. So yeah, but got arrested once though, and that was for something stupid. I got drunk and basically told the police what I thought of them, and they didn't like it, so they came to pick me up, especially because I was misusing the coding, the phone lines of emergency lines. They needed to do something about this guy that kept on ringing them up, this drunken idiot that kept on ringing them up. So they put me in a cell for the night, and I came out in the morning. They told me, respectfully, because you're a nice guy, I don't want to see you there again, or in here again. And then we just walked, because they told me they could have kept me for the weekend. Luckily they didn't. They decided the latter, to just let me go home. Very nice cop. The arresting officer was a very nice person as well. I did apologise to him for having to endure my abuse while he was recording it, and he was very understandable that I was just a drunken idiot. So yeah, so yes, I am abusive, but I use words more than actions, where this guy, it seems like he's done some actions, unfortunately.
For a bit over 9 months, Ellis finally decided that enough was enough, and broke up with Alex on the 28th of December 2023. She detailed the events leading up to this breakup in the document she shared with everyone on Twitter. According to her statements, on the
Why not take a spin at 32 Red? Incredible! Get your bonus today!
On the day of the breakup, Alex asked if he could help with any house chores. She told him to clean the sides of the kitchen cabinets and take out the bins, but instead of doing the tasks he asked for, he started screaming at her for giving him more than one task, and telling her that he couldn't handle more than one at a time, and
Bruh, like, how can't you handle more than one, bruh? Like, this guy has never worked a day in his life, has he? Because every cleaner job that I've had, every retail job that I've had, requires you to do more than one task at a time. Like, so with a cleaning job, I have a list. I have a task list. So, let's go with housekeeping, because it's the most simple to explain. What you need to do, it tells you if you need to, what you need to do, like if it needs to be dusted or air freshener going into it. It has it all in one list. You just follow the list from top to bottom. So let's say hotel night portering, security walk when you first arrive on shift, right? Then you just do it in a random order, or you could do it in the order from top to bottom. I used to do it in a random order. So first I would dust to get all the dust onto the carpet so I can just hoover it up, and then I would go into I think it would be the public toilets, and go and clean the toilets and mop mopping comes later. It comes all at once. Mopping a floor comes later, like almost at the end of my shift, because mopping was a bitch for me, because it was quite difficult to mop for me. Yeah, mopping it's a tedious task. I did not like it, but I generally do like cleaning work, so I'm kind of a sissy boy cleaner. I'm a cleaner type, and the two works that I want is, if Twitch streaming or YouTubing or TikToking or anything like that doesn't work out, I want either a cleaning job or retail. I want to go back to either retail or cleaning, because I was good at those two jobs. Just didn't work out for some things that was out of my hand. But yeah, so I'd just do stuff in random order and just get everything done all in one. So I would wipe down the sides first, then I would hoover. So the sides of what, you may be asking? Restaurant sides. I would literally, when I get the hoover out, it would literally, I'd be going into different areas, unplugging it, going into different areas, because I want to do everything at once. While the hoover's out, I might as well hoover it all. So first it would be the dusting process, then it would be the hoovering in both the restaurant and the reception area of the hotel, and then I'd go into the public toilets, go and clean them, and wipe down the sides and everything like that, all that juice, clean the taps and clean the mirrors, whatever needed doing in there. And yeah, and then I think there was back offices with toilets, so while I've got the cleaning products out, I'd go and head to the back offices and go and clean them after that. And then when it's mopping time, I just mop public toilets. We only had carpet around the reception area, so we didn't really have to worry about mopping, apart from a little part which had tile on it. It had like a strip near the reception desk, so you'd have to mop that. And then yeah, a section of the restaurant I had to mop as well. And then I'd have to put obviously the wet floor signs down to make sure nobody slipped. And then I'd head out to that car park, give it a sweep in the car park, and then throw that in the bin, grab bin bags, change bin bags in the car park, and then boom, that's my shift over and done with. And that takes me from 10:30 to 7 AM, that night shift. 10:30 to 7 AM that was. But yeah, but this guy can't do more than one task at a time. Like, tells you that he's never had a job, he's never worked a day in his life apart from YouTube and online influencing.
As Ellis tried to walk away to avoid any further escalation, Alex crossed a major line. He allegedly became physically violent. According to the document in Ellis's Google Drive, Alex kicked her in the back, nearly making her fall to the ground. At this point, Ellis was scared out of her mind and was panicking. She was afraid that Alex would hit her again, so she started recording on her phone just in case. All the while, Alex began following her around, insulting her further and trying to incite another argument. During his rambling, he also says that he's the one who pays for everything, so what Alice has to say doesn't matter one bit. After Alice left, he also began threatening to throw her remaining stuff out, including her PC setup worth over £4,000. She quickly returned to take it back, but it was too late. Her setup was on the floor in pieces.
Nah, if someone did that to my PC setup in a relationship, they're getting their ass handed to them, and I am literally knocking them out, taking their wallet, and literally storming myself straight down to the store to grab myself either a pre-made one, or I'd get parts to rebuild one, or to get someone else to rebuild it for me, because I don't know how to build PCs. So I have a guy to do that in my family. But yeah, you don't touch other people's possessions. That's her personal procession. That's something personal to her, and that should be deemed criminal damage. But since you're living together, they can't prove who broke it, I guess. So just beat their ass behind closed doors and fucking take their wallet and make them buy you a new one, because they broke your old one and they had no business breaking their old one, especially if you bought it out of your own hard-earned money. That's what I hate about relationships, is when you get into a relationship, they think they own everything that you own, and they can break anything that is yours because they also own it. It's like, no. If we have two separate PCs, you can't break mine, because one's yours, one's mine. You break mine, you get your ass handed to you, and I am going straight down to that store to buy myself a new one courtesy of you. That is something that you just, this ideology being like, oh, you're in a relationship that you chose, now I own you. It's like, bro, you don't own fucking shit. You own just what you pay for. You don't own my shit. If my shit came from my parents' house, then you have no business touching it or doing anything that you want with it. It is mine. And it's not ours, it's mine, motherfucker. So yeah, another reason not to get into a relationship. Check.
Keyboard was broken and scattered everywhere, and both her monitor screens were also smashed to bits. From what we've seen so far, there's...
you do that to me, your face would be smashed to bits. 100%. Anybody that wants to go and wants to really get me fighting them, I'm not a fighter, but you touch anything of mine, that is a death sentence. You have chosen death that day. Whatever happens next out of retaliation, it just happens. It's out of my control because I'm blackout now. I'm like a drunk, I am blackout. If I strangle you to death, not my problem. If I pummel you into a bloody mess, like Trevor did to that one guy on GTA 5, not my problem. You chose this. So yeah, touch my possessions, see what happens. I think I will probably chop your arms off. And then your legs off to your knees, so you're shorter than me. So I can literally roundhouse kick you in the face. And while you're bleeding out on my floors, it's like, yeah, you wanted this. Remember, Saudi Arabia has taught me well. Just saying.
Plenty of evidence to show just how abusive Alex had been towards Alice since the very beginning of their relationship. Yet something completely surprising happened after the breakup. Put simply, Alex suddenly turned into a new man. Or at least that's what he began saying, stating that he, quote, wants to...
Yeah, I would never, ever, ever forgive this clown. Nah. Like, you broke my stuff. You're apologizing now? No. You will pay. You will rue the day. I don't know when I will react. I will react in my terms, probably while you're asleep. You will feel the sudden urge to breathe and you can't. That is what will happen. Touch my stuff, see what happens, bro. I will chop you up like I'm one of those police officers from Saudi Arabia. You will be shorter than me when I'm finished with you. Best believe that.
To make stuff better, and that he, quote, wants everything to be normal again. By this point, Alice wanted nothing to do with him, so she began ignoring him.
I don't fucking blame her. Like, after destroying your stuff, yeah, I'm done with that person as well, bruh.
Completely, and even blocked his number, which is a clear indicator that she did not want to discuss anything with him. However, Alex kept messaging her on different social platforms, including ones she made for her cat.
What a fucking sad life, bro. Just move on, you clown.
In hopes of gaining her attention, he even sent her a 24-minute long voice note, crying, admitting fault, and begging Alice to give him another chance.
I convinced myself that you were always looking for a way out. When in reality, you just wanted me to be normal. You didn't want my money. You didn't want anything from me, apart from me to just be what I could be all the time. And I'm so sorry, Alice.
When that didn't work, he tried...
Nah, bro. Nah. I'm sorry doesn't bring back my PC, does it? Motherfucker. I care about possessions more than your fucking feelings. Fuck your feelings, because a few days ago, that's what you said to me, was fuck my feelings. So fuck your feelings, bro. You can cry me a river. Oh, cry me a river. Oh, cry me a river. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, like, literally, that motherfucker is done. Fucking destroying other people's possessions. Fucking monkey.
Tried sending her a gift through Amazon with an apology message reading, "I'm deeply sorry for upsetting you and letting you down constantly."
Nah, I would literally... The next thing that comes from this would be that gift fucking broken in pieces like he broke my heart and my fucking PC in pieces. Like, literally, I would break it in pieces, or if it's a shirt, I would burn it, and I would literally film myself burning it and fucking send it straight to him, the abusive piece of shit.
I hope one day you can forgive me and we can talk. He even tried the pre-internet technique of sending a handwritten letter to Alice.
Holy shit, what are we in fucking 1969 or some shit? Fucking handwritten letters? It's fucking 2020. Just fucking message me on my phone number. Oh wait, you're blocked, ha. There's a hint there, mate. Leave me the fuck alone, you clown ass. Can't say it. Can't say the N-word. No.
Reading, "Dear Alice, I'm so sorry for not fixing my behavior before, and I understand this might be too late or too little. You are the love of my life, and I will never forgive myself for hurting you." During this time, Alice began posting things on Twitter and other social media platforms relating to domestic abuse and toxic relationships. Now, if someone suddenly starts making these kinds of posts, it's natural.
Ooh. Telling a woman you love her while hurting her soul and breaking her heart is emotional and psychological abuse. I love you, but fuck you. Yep, that seems like emotional and psychological abuse. You're right, meme that I found on Twitter.
For people to assume they've experienced something similar. These posts can come across as a subtle cry for help, a way to share their struggles without openly announcing them to everyone. And since many of Alex's subscribers knew about his relationship with Alice, they'd likely start asking questions. To avoid such a situation, Alex tried to talk Alice into keeping their matters hidden by saying stuff like, "We have a right to a private life," and that, quote, "venting to your friends I understand, but this makes this whole situation harder for both of us, and takes it to an unneeded place." But when Alice refused to
venting to your friends I understand, but this... How about don't be a piece of shit in life, bruh? Because your private life gets exposed if the other person has been in hell because of you. Of course they're gonna expose that. Even I would expose that. If I had a woman that was abusing me and I've had enough of their bullshit, I'd be like, yeah, this motherfucker's abusing me. Can you please fucking come and kick her head in? And that would mean another female would need to come and kick her head in, not a male, because like obviously you keep that to a same-sex kind of shit, because fights is the principle. Let females fight females and let males fight males. That's the principle of life. That is a basic life lesson.
cooperate one bit, Alex changed his approach and adopted a more threatening tone, saying things like, "If you keep posting this stuff, it'll end up being a huge problem." This is also where he began threatening to make up a counter story that Alice mentioned near the start of this document. "Alex, I don't want to talk about you hitting me, and I found the text about the cat." Alice, "Because I didn't, and you'd be lying." Alex, "When you said you punched me." Alice, "I didn't punch you over a cat. Is this you saying you're gonna use that?" Alex, "No, I'm not. But right now, you're pushing against me." Before Alex could make up any stories about what, quote, actually happened, Alice decided to come forward with her story, and all the evidence she'd gathered over the months. Which brings us back to June 15th, when Alex...
That just proves that he had seen that she posted everything, but he didn't reply when it was all coming out. He just ignored it like, well, like the waste man that he is. He didn't address it like, "I'm sorry," because he obviously isn't sorry. He obviously is an abusive piece of shit. He tries to manipulate to stay in the relationship longer by putting on those waterworks, and it didn't work. Because after all, when you put someone through hell, you can cry them a river when you have a heart now.
Alice made the Twitter post that started this whole controversy. As soon as the post went live, people started voicing their support for Alice, with a tweet from Wonderstruck reading, "Just finished reading through the drive. Genuinely deplorable behaviour. I sincerely do apologise for the volatile behaviour that was directed towards you." With another user tweeting, "I am literally shivering after seeing all this. More love and support to you. Please take care."
So you must be cold if you're shivering, so put on the heating when you're reading this next time, please.
Of yourself. The YouTube community is completely on Alice's side as well, to the point that there isn't a single person on YouTube who's defending Alex's actions. It's important to note that a big
Who the fuck would be so fucked up to defend what he puts another human being through? Like, that is just blatantly evil.
reason why everyone's unanimously taking Alice's side is because the evidence she's published leaves no room for doubt. There are dozens of texts of Alex calling her all kinds of horrible names, and clips of him calling her a dog and threatening to smash her head against a wall with a brick. That's some pretty deplorable stuff. And while everyone else on the internet was bashing Alex's behaviour towards his ex-girlfriend, two of his friends also came forwards with statements condemning his actions. Memulus made a post on Instagram stating, "I'm aware of the Alex situation. I would usually wait until both parties have said their side publicly before speaking out, but I think the evidence here is overwhelming. I spent this morning reading what Alice has written and going over the evidence she has provided, and no one should have to go through what she has. It's awful and disturbing and has seriously shocked me. I'm still processing what's happened. This is one of the worst situations I've ever seen in my life, and I hope Alice is okay. It took a lot of courage to speak out about this." Will and E also took a similar stance and completely sided with Alice, but also made a shocking revelation. Firstly, I really hope Alice is doing well, and commend her massively for having the courage to get that out there. As Mia mentioned, there were rumours of his behaviour earlier last year. Myself and a few others hadn't had contact with him since, or been his friend for even longer. With that being said, the severity of the abuse that Alice published was far worse than anything I'd heard being discussed, and what he put her through is inexcusable. In other words, people close to Alex already knew about his toxic traits, or at least had suspicions, but chose to ignore the matter until Alice came forward with her complete story. Well, not everyone. According to Will and E's ex, Mia X Mon, she and Alex were signed to the same YouTube talent agency up until last year. For those of you who don't know, a YouTube talent agency is a company who helps them find sponsors in their videos. But when she became aware of the abuse back in June of 2023, she forwarded the information to the agency and pressured them into dropping Alex, which they did. And while most see this as a good thing, some are calling Mia's moral compass into question, with a tweet reading, "Isn't she just as bad as everyone else who knew by staying silent? I feel like we can't criticize everyone else and give her praise because she also knew about it and didn't say anything publicly."
If he was abusing his friends, how the fuck did they not just clock him one? Like, it was a 2-on-1 situation. Will and he could have been like, yeah, this guy is being a toxic piece of shit again, let's fucking jump him. And then boom, like, he would have learned a very valuable lesson. You fuck around, you find out. It is a basic life lesson to learn. But yeah, and everybody's staying silent, like, because they didn't have the full story at the time, so it was literally, you can argue all you want, but it's like, yeah, I don't think they saw this full picture like we do now. So it's kind of easy to say, oh, you should have spoken out about it and not stay silent. In hindsight, that is hindsight. Because when you don't have the full picture of what's going on, you will stay silent just to like try to investigate it by yourself before you're shown the bigger picture by either your friend that's being abused or whatever's, however you obtain the information. So it's like, yeah, you can say that they should have spoken out, but I don't think they had the full picture. That's probably why they didn't.
realistically. But as someone else points out, it's the victim's story. What if Alice wasn't ready to share it? Ultimately, it is a very complex situation with no clear answer. Though, in light of Alice's bravery, a couple other victims of Alex have also come forward, detailing their horrible experiences with him. The first of these is his ex-girlfriend, Jess Carter, who replied to Alice's tweet talking about how she had to endure similar treatment from Alex. She also posted a screenshot of texts one of her friends received from Alex back in 2019, which includes messages like, "I'm going to kick her head in, might kill her, might actually kill her," when talking about Jess. So from the looks of things, the threats of physical violence towards his romantic partner aren't exactly a new thing, and have been part of Alex's personality for a long time. And just like with Alice, people were quick to come forward to support Jess. At the same time, a YouTuber by the name of King Annie also came forward about her horrible experience with Alex, but instead of receiving support like Alice and Jess, she's getting immense backlash for something she did alongside Alex about 4 years ago. For context, in mid-2019, the YouTuber Slazzo's ex-girlfriend, Shay, published a twit longer accompanied by screenshots in which she accused Slazzo of being controlling, manipulative, and sexually abusive. A few weeks later, Slazzo made a video titled My Side, where he showed the screenshots, the proof, everything. He proved that he did not abuse her, he didn't force her to do anything, and he was just an immature boyfriend. In other words, the accusations against him were completely off base and inaccurate. Despite this, some people still kept saying that Slazzo was in the wrong, most notably King Annie. In the end, these false allegations completely ruined Slazzo's career and forced him to quit YouTube entirely soon after. So now that the allegations against Alex came out, King Annie...
And that's how heartless people can be. They can lie about a situation and ruin your whole ass career just like that. That's why you save up, you keep on saving, because when you wake up and your YouTube channel is no longer around, or your company has shut the doors for the last time, or Twitch has decided to ban you, you need your money. So save up, whether you're a content creator or a employee of some job, because anything can happen. This is real time, and that's what terrifies me, because anything can happen in real time. That is the point of why I have anxiety, is because anxiety makes you feel like something's about to happen, but you don't know what's just around that corner. You don't know what's going to happen today, tomorrow, next week. You could find yourself in a job one moment, unemployed the next moment. That echoes throughout a internet career. That echoes throughout a quote unquote real life career. Yeah, shit happens so fast in life. Like, you can be banned, or your company could completely dissolve overnight, or some motherfucker that doesn't pay taxes decides to Molotov your business, and that's your business also gone. It's real time, and it is frightening. You just have to live it and try not to care about the negative part of life. Push that in the back of your mind and just stay positive and be like, today is gonna be a good day because I can feel it.
And he came out and blamed the entire Slazzo situation on Alex as well, with a post reading, "We started to realize that when there was even the smallest amount of drama, and he heard about it, he would make sure to involve himself, even if the subject had absolutely nothing to do with him, and he would just make everything so much worse. For example, the Slazzo situation. Though it was never said in the original statements by Shay, he somehow came to the conclusion that it was and everyone else got the blame for saying his words. However, people are not willing to let King Annie declare herself as a victim in the Slazzo situation, with a post from Wavy Websurf reading, "You helped spread those Slazzo allegations. Don't try to slink out of that. You heard a rumor, did zero vetting, and went with it. Take some accountability for what happened. You co-signed that false story." Some don't even want to acknowledge her as a victim of Alex's toxic tendencies, with a tweet reading, "And now they're trying to take a piece of the victim pie. Alice is the victim, not her. What should have..."
I would never, unless I got 100% factual information in front of me, I would never, ever, ever just hear a rumour and run with it. There's too many motherfuckers that do that in life. Too many people on Twitter will see a post on Twitter and just run with it even though they don't have the full context. It's like, bro, do some more research. Why are you in such a rush to ruin someone else's life? Just do research. Ask the parties involved. And if they don't want to talk about it, they don't have to. Respect that. Because clout is a lot less valuable than being a good person and respecting boundaries.
Being a straightforward story of a domestic abuse victim coming out to the world has turned into a web of drama which somehow involves multiple YouTubers and incidents from over 4 years ago. This has also made it quite difficult to predict where the situation will go from here. The biggest unknown factor in this regard, however, is Alex's response, or lack thereof. At the time of writing this video, Alex has not yet responded to Alice's allegations in any shape or form. The video of him threatening to smash his girlfriend's head is enough to sink his career on its own, not to mention the remaining videos and dozens of screenshots proving the points Alice has brought up against him. Some speculate he'll make a half-assed apology and try to play the bad mental health card, but given the severity of the situation, that'll only enrage more people. In all honesty, it'd be a miracle if he somehow managed to keep even 10% of his audience, since there's nothing he can say or do that will restore his reputation at this point, which is exactly the sort of situation Illuminati has found herself in as well. Click the video on screen to find out more.